An easy win at Newcastle. But the future of Arsenal Football Club depends entirely on winning the Europa League. Football fans, welcome to the May 4th edition of the Positively Uncensored Arsenal podcast. I'm your host, Shotta, together with my usual partner, Blackburn George, the Arse blogger. Stay tuned for more. Blackburn George, welcome to the May 4th edition of the Positively Uncensored Arsenal podcast. Running a little bit late, George, but better late than never. Fresh after our win over Newcastle. We ran riot over them, George. 62% possession, 19 shots taken, 5 shots on target. Just 2 goals. George, good times have returned. Don't you think?
Yeah. They were flying now, weren't we?
Right after that loss to Villarreal. But keep going.
Yeah, we did play all right against Newcastle, but you have to say that they were shocking. Mm-hmm. Let's be fair here. We dominated possession with Ceballos and El Neni in midfield.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
You know,
those great
Mohamed El Neni,
great midfielders.
Mohamed El Neni taking pot shots and scoring from outside the box.
Yes.
You know, how bad were Newcastle? But you can only play what's in front of you. Mustn't complain. 2-0. And that's it, basically. I mean, they're 17th for a reason. But, and the reason is that Arsenal can come and turn them over with no difficulty at all. We seem to play really, really well when we play teams that are completely inept. Mm-hmm. We played really well against Newcastle. We played really well against Sheffield United. We played really well against Prague. We don't seem to play very well when the team has an idea that we're playing against, mm-hmm. which is why we're up and down. We need to be playing more teams that can't play at all to get on a run.
Yes, George.
It's sad, really. I'm trying to make light of it, but they were shocking. And that's it, basically. I mean, the viewers, the listeners should know that we recorded this podcast yesterday.
Yes.
And my friend Shotta somehow managed to fuck the job up and lost the recording.
Yes.
So not only am I going to have to depress myself talking about Arsenal, but I'm going to have to talk about the same things I talked about yesterday.
Yes. But, George...
You're making my life a misery, Shotta. You're picking on me.
Yeah, I know, George, but I need your insights. I need you. As you know, we've been doing this. We've been together for, I don't know, since 2006 or so. I need you 15 years. Anyway, but back to the game. George, John Joe Shelby, Almiron, I don't know who else they had in midfield, but it was like, it was like walking through their midfield was like a hot knife going through butter. Their midfield lines were distant from the defense and from the 2 forwards, because they had Saint Maxima, who I think is a decent player, and the boy Callum Wilson, but they were distant from each other and they couldn't hold possession, and we enjoyed it. And this is a theme I've noticed. If there's a team is decent and can hold the ball and keep it away from us and then put us under attack, we resort to an old standard. We just drop right back and they come on us. Or if you notice what I mean. And Newcastle just presented us with, as you said, presented Ceballos and El Neni to them so many opportunities to have time, to look up, to pass, to look like the greatest players in the world. This is very, as like you say, I mean, this is like playing Sheffield.
Yeah, they were as bad as Sheffield, weren't they? To be fair, but let's not. I don't want to dwell on that too much. How bad they were,
Yes.
And how we've been. Really, it's depressing me too much. Let's try and look for some negatives. Martinelli was very good.
You mean look for some positives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah. Oh, yeah. He was excellent, George. He was. I thought
Martinelli was good. For me, Hector Bellerin was way better than any other right back has.
But why are we using Chambers on a persistent basis as a right back? I mean, I love Chambers. I love when we got him from Southampton. And he's a very willing player. But George, he doesn't have the foot speed. On the left hand side, you have Xhaka playing left back, and we know that. I mean, he's not the most mobile, and we also then have right back somebody who's not very mobile. Why? I don't get it. Am I just a total newbie to football?
I've no idea what he's thinking. Basically, for me, Xhaka's our best midfield player. He should be in the middle of the park.
Yes.
I mean, he's trying to control. He's actually trying to control the game from left back. It does move into that, constantly moves into that hybrid position of left back, left centre back, left centre midfield that he plays.
Yes.
And all that's happened with him moving him to left back is he's playing slightly more towards the left.
Yes.
Than he does do when he plays in the middle, because he plays that role anyway. He covers for Tierney. He covers for the centre back, and he plays in midfield. But
yes,
you see him moving there anyway. And when we're dominating a team, you see him controlling the ball. He's more or less moved into midfield.
Yes.
And he does okay at left back, but it just doesn't seem right. He's not going to make any overlapping runs.
Exactly.
For me, or he's not even going to take the ball inside,
Yes.
Some of our, as is the modern way now with these left backs moving into midfield and joining in the attack.
Right.
He's not going to do that either. He's not going to move past the halfway line, really, unless the whole team moves up and we're completely dominant, and then he can get in the final third. But I would be playing Saka. And you lose Saka from the attack then, but you've got Martinelli.
Right.
You've got Pepe.
Yes.
And now we've got Aubameyang back. That's a bit of a positive too, because Aubameyang, for all his flaws and his hold-up play and his link-up play, and he's not been on the best of form, he's far better than nobody at all, which we've had recently. So we've got Aubameyang back. That's a positive.
Yes.
Let's hope that we can win against Villarreal on Thursday, because we got out of jail with that game. We absolutely got out of jail. It was possibly the worst performance of the season, and that's saying something. But Emery kept us in the game.
Right.
We were 2-0 down. Never looking like scoring. In fact, we didn't look like scoring all game. Saka dived for a penalty.
Oh yes. That was.
I'm not beating around the bush here. Yes. He dived for that penalty. He did Jamie Vardy. He was running past and he stuck his leg out, and the referee bought it. And you see the hypocrisy of our fans saying, "Oh, it's all right. Everybody else does it." Blah blah blah. And if it was the other way around, we'd be going absolutely apeshit. We'd be going mad about it. But we don't, because it's our player. And I was the same, to be honest. I thought, I don't like that, but I like it more than losing 2-0 and being dumped out the cup.
Right.
My hypocrisy knows no bounds. I'm going to join in with it. I'm glad he did it. I am glad he did it. It's a horrible thing to think and say, but... He's given our whole season a lifeline by diving. and getting that penalty, because this game on Thursday night is huge for Arsenal Football Club. It's absolutely massive for Arsenal Football Club, for the players that are here, for the players that we might get, for the money that comes in, for the owners, for the fans. Everything about this season is on Thursday night. And Saka and El Emery have given us a lifeline. And I'm thankful for that, because boy, do we need to win on Thursday night.
Well, George, I did the preview of Newcastle, and I made the point that they could have landed a knockout punch, the third goal, but when the fella Foyt, who was giving us fits, I had Ceballos running behind him like a child, because for some reason I didn't realize that Ceballos really didn't have any foot speed. You know what I mean, George? But then this fellow would then be one-on-one with Xhaka and then cut inside. You remember he pulled up with a hamstring. And then he brought out a defensive player. I was like, thank you.
It was worse than that. He brought on Coquelin at half time.
Yes.
In place of an attacker.
Capoue, George.
Come at us now.
No,
and allowed us to start to get a foothold. And again, it wasn't much of a foothold, but it was more than we deserved. Yeah. And then we got the sending off. They should really have gone for it. Yeah. We absolutely got out of jail. But good, because like I said, everything is hinged.
My apologies, George. Coquelin came on at the beginning of the second half, and then Capoue went down. Shortly after that, right? Yeah,
and got sent off.
No, Capoue went and got sent off as well. He did he get sent off? Because he had two yellow cards. Yeah, but he went. But for a very strange injury. Anyway, yeah. The point I'm making, though, George, and the point I wanted to make, by the way, is. To the listeners, is we are a yo-yo team. Villarreal is 7th in La Liga. I can see why they're 7th. Because La Liga is not the greatest competitive team. After you go beyond Madrid and Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, there's a big drop off, and they play. You could see that they really. A couple of good players, but they didn't have any quality. They couldn't hold on to the ball, but they had something. They knew what they wanted to do. What's his name? Emery, being the kind of, as we've seen him, he gets into his shell whenever he has a lead. when he should just land that knockout punch. And now I think, and you and I said this yesterday, and now we're saying it today. I think we are favourites at home to beat them.
Well, I think we are, yeah. And I think we will beat them. Mm-hmm. And like I say, we need to beat them. We really have to beat them. Mm-hmm. There's the alternative is frightening. Yes. Out of Europe completely next season, the income that goes with it, and it's not out of... This is far more important than we can state, because it gets us into the Champions League. Yeah. Now, we've no chance of winning the Champions League or competing for the Champions League, but it gives us the revenue for that 12-month period. Mm-hmm. Now,
even if we get dumped out in the first round, George, because of the revenue sharing, the TV money. George, by the way, remember when I did that research? UEFA makes £2.6 billion a year out of the Champions League, George. That's why these guys want the European Super League. 2-point-something billion. Can you handle that between the TV and remember they also control all the advertising in the stadium? That's how they make their money, and they're going to throw more money in the pot because they want to keep the idea of the European Super League dead. There's lots of money in it.
There is. It'll give us the ability to pay more wages in that 12. But people don't realise what a dire financial state that we're in and
Yes.
football's in.
Yes.
It makes me laugh all the time. You see these people like asking for